Hello, and welcome to another video for Life in 120 Square Feet. What I wanted to show you, one of the things that we talk about when we talk about where we built our house and you know, in the mountains and all that sort of stuff, is we often say that we built our house halfway up a mountain with no road access. And I wanted to give you a sense of what that actually meant. So I'm starting down here. You can see the road. You can actually see our car parked there by the road. And I wanted to take you on a quick walk, well, less than quick, a slightly quick walk up to our tiny house through the trail that we cut when we built the house. So give you an idea, I mean, this is, you know, our mountain, that's our road, our neighbors are up there, and if we head this way, let's turn around here, you can see we've got a start of a trail that will go up to the tiny house, and pardon the wobbliness of the camera because I am walking and filming at the same time. You can see here is our old barn. I'll get you a better look at that, which was really helpful when we were building. We used that space. We camped in there. We stored all our stuff in there. We have a little fire pit down here, and there's our barn and our neighbor's house. We actually built our tiny house to reflect the barn. That's why we used the color siding we did and the color roof we did, so it was similar to the barn in style. Down here too, it needs a mowing, it needs a brush hogging actually, but this is where people will camp sometimes if they come and hang out with us. So we got a grill over there and the fire pit, of course. Over here there's a lot of really cool plants. They haven't bloomed yet, but we have irises and we have tons of jewelweed, which is a really cool plant. It's beautiful and it's a natural remedy for poison ivy, which is helpful to have. And it always grows around poison ivy, so you can always check it out if you have a poison ivy problem. And right here, I wanted to show you this a little bit. This, we call it the gateway arch. It's a willow that fell over during a storm, and we didn't cut it down, and now it's growing, which is awesome. So we're gonna keep that there and see what happens. Over there too, you can see two things. This is our shower platform. We built that little outdoor shower so we could take camp showers while we were building the house. We use gravity-fed shower bags for that. And you can also see where the blue jugs are. That is where our spring comes out. So you'll also be able to see as I continue to walk up the hill how far we have to carry those jugs when we need to get water up to the house. And remember, we don't have plumbing of any sort. So all of our water comes from the spring and we carry it up to the house. We usually have to do that about twice a week maybe, depending on how much we've actually used. So we're gonna head up to the house. I will warn you in advance, I've got asthma, so I'm gonna take this pretty slow. But part of the reason I'm mentioning that is if I can walk up this hill every day, anybody can if they want to. So here we go. So our house is built on a mountain that we were able to purchase that is actually kind of in the middle of the Appalachian Mountains, specifically where the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Smoky Mountains meet in this part of western North Carolina. So we're going to head up this way. In the fall, this path is usually crisscrossed by tons of spider webs, and you do not know fear until you hit a spider web with your face several times in a row. Gotten used to them. So we're heading up the hill. This is a little glade that we cleared out to make the path. We have that little space there is the original spring box that we have actually routed the spring down by the shower because this area was constantly flooding, so we moved it. Head over here, beautiful glade. Tucked in there, you can't really see it, I've got a little garden statue, which is just a nice place for some meditating. Alright, so this, I guess you could call it the trailhead. We plowed down this trail when we built the house, or right before we built the house, to give us access. There is another trail on the land that goes up and around. It's slightly longer and not as steep as this one, but we tend to take this one most because it's kind of more of a direct path. Sometimes on this trail we have to worry about a little poison ivy. I do a little poison ivy maintenance every year. And you can see the path is lined with trees. Most of these are tulip maples or tulip poplars. And yeah, it's just gorgeous up here. I never mind making this walk. We're coming up on about the halfway spot. So I'll take a quick rest, show you some of the scenery. The path continues up that way. Around here we got some nice trees. You can see the roof of the barn, so you can see already how high we've gone just in that period of time. And that's back down the trail. All right, let's keep going. I apologize if I'm a little out of breath. Like I said, I have asthma, but this path helps keep me in shape. It keeps my lungs healthy, so it's actually good for me to walk up and down. There's a little steep spot right here. So you can see right there, that's our tiny house. So I've now reached the top of the trail. Over here, we've got the deck that we call the Fulcanale. We sometimes build a fire out there. Matt's got his guitar up there right now. And there's the tiny house. Now you'll see that we don't have what would be considered conventional views. We could have built the house at the top of the mountain, but of course that would have meant walking a lot further or having to cut a road, which we didn't want to do. But we also like it being nestled in the trees, so we kind of get that canopy effect. So we built in this little clearing where there's plenty of sun for our solar, but it's still just halfway up the mountain. So let's walk all the way up to the house. You can see our solar panels there. Under the house we have some storage. Since we built on a foundation, we can use that space for things. You can see our Stirling engine cooler under there. That's where we keep our beer cold. Over here we have our outdoor kitchen table, kind of a prep table where we store our water. We use the camp oven out here. We have a grill. Over there is our gray water reclamation system and the box for the solar panels. So we're coming around to the front of the house, and we're at the porch, and there's Noam Chomsky. That's up there. So that is the walk up to the tiny house. It took me about 10 minutes, but I stopped a couple of times to give you a little bit of a tour. And we do that several times a day. While we live here, we go to the laundromat. We'll take our laundry with us, or we go to the farmer's market or the grocery store. So that is how we get up to the tiny house. Thanks for coming on the tour.